I was driving late at night on a deserted country road. No streetlights, just the darkness and the beams of my headlights. Around 2 in the morning, I saw a figure standing on the side of the road. A man, perfectly still, with his thumb out. He wore an old black leather jacket and ripped jeans. His face was partly hidden in the shadows, but I'll never forget his eyes. 2 hollow black voids. Against every instinct, I slowed down and let him in. He barely spoke, his voice low and raspy, like it hurt him to breathe. As we drove, the air inside the car grew colder. My windows began to fog up, though it wasn't even cold outside. After a few miles, he turned to me and whispered, "Do you know, I died on this road." I froze, and before I could react, I slammed the brakes. The car skidded to a stop. When I turned, he was gone. The seat was empty, but the stench of wet soil and fresh blood lingered in my car for weeks.
I was on a road trip with 2 friends.
Exhausted from hours of driving, we decided to stop at the first motel we could find. At exit 47, we spotted one, a rundown place with a flickering red neon sign that read, "Rooms available." The reception was empty until an old woman appeared. Her smile never moved, stiff and unsettling. Her voice was broken, almost inhuman. She handed us the key to room 6. The room smelled musty, like mold and damp wood, but we were too tired to complain. That night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps pacing between our beds. I switched on the lamp. No one was there. My friends were still asleep. Then, a whisper brushed against my ear. "They won't wake up tomorrow morning, but you will." Terrified, I turned the lights on fully. My 2 friends lay motionless, their eyes wide open, dead, their mouths frozen in a silent scream. I ran to the reception, desperate to call for help, but when I stepped outside, the motel was gone. Just an empty field under the moonlight.
At around 3 a.m., my fuel gauge was dangerously close to empty.
Then, out of nowhere, I saw a lit-up gas station in the desert. Relieved, I pulled in. The lights were on, but it felt abandoned. I filled up the tank and went inside to pay. The cashier stood motionless behind the counter, head bowed. "Hello?" I said. Slowly, unnaturally slow, he lifted his head. His eyes had no pupils, just 2 milky white orbs. He smiled, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. Then he said, "The gas is free, but the way back is not." When I stepped outside, the road behind me was gone. Nothing but endless sand in every direction. I kept driving forward for hours. At sunrise, I woke up in the driver's seat, parked at the same gas station with the tank completely empty. And the cashier was still there, waiting.
Driving alone on the highway at night, the silence was suffocating. After miles of emptiness, I saw headlights appear in my rearview mirror. The car behind me was going too fast, but instead of overtaking, it slowed down until it was exactly beside me. I turned my head. The windows were tinted. I couldn't see the driver. For miles, it stayed perfectly at my side, never passing, never falling back. Then suddenly, the headlights blinked off. The car disappeared. I slowed down, my heart pounding. That's when I saw it, in my rearview mirror. A face pressed against the glass of my backseat window. Pale, eyeless, staring. I slammed the brakes so hard I nearly spun out. Whipping around, the back seat was empty, but the windows were smeared with bloody handprints.